5'3" brown Jesus. I don't know if 5'3" brown Jesus smoked weed. I'm not sure. I don't have the data. As a straight A student, congrats. That's awesome, man. You will never get as much recognition for that as you deserve. For how much work you've probably put into that. It's very hard for some people. I think I've talked about this before, but I was a terrible student up until about maybe junior year, and then from that point on, I was like dean's list, like absolute like top of the class always. But it had something to do with the fact that I just kind of like, I don't know, before that I just didn't care or something. I couldn't bring myself to study until it was like a problem, you know? And then, I don't know, at some point, I think it was junior, I was just like, well, fuck, like, maybe I won't be an epic rock star. Maybe I need to make sure that I have a backup plan or something. I don't know. A big part of it, too, is, like, I realized that, like, all you really have to do is homework. Like, in high school, like, if you just do your homework, you'll fucking do really well. That's the thing that they get you. Because, like, I feel like people don't do their homework so much that, like, most teachers at this point, like, make the homework section of your total grade like insanely big. I don't know. This is terrible advice. Don't fucking follow it. But like you will get like substantially better grades if you were to go to class and sleep and then just do every homework assignment perfectly than you would if you go to every single class and not do any homework. Like if you have to do one or the other. If you just do homework, like it's oh wow. Okay, great. Where the fuck were those? On the last fucking run. 2.4 GPA and then we got all A's. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's a mindset thing. And I feel like teachers and like, you know, student relations people and, you know, like the counselors and stuff, they know that, but like, I feel like they're there, right, to try to like push a student in a direction of like, oh, this is something I should care about. But that's not like, I don't think anybody can push anybody into caring. Like, I mean, maybe there's like a few exceptions. Yeah, 2.1 in high school, 3.87 bachelor's, and 4.0 in master's. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're doing your master's, you probably fucking you knew what you're going for. So it's like in fucking high school, it's just like, okay, today we're going to learn about Old English history. It's like, bitch, I'm gonna be a fucking engineer. I don't even know any of this shit. 3.2. Yeah. My GPA was probably fucked. Because like the first half was awful and then the second half was amazing. So I don't know. I'm not working at my own pace. Oh yeah, and that's a big thing too. Graduated 2020, but you were correct. Did amazing on all tests. Yeah, it's so weird how like you would think that the tests should be the most important thing. But like, yeah, it just because homework is such a fucking tough concept to sell to kids, they just inflate how much of that is your grade. What's up? Oh, interesting. Did you like go into something like really difficult for college? Sometimes it doesn't even have to be like a difficult thing. Like for me, like I was a music major. So like the hardest part of it was that we had so many fucking courses and they were all just one credit. You know, we had to take like 4 semesters of piano, 4 semesters of choir, 4 semesters of music theory, 2 semesters of music literature. And the only way that they can fucking squeeze at that many courses into just an associate's degree is just make everything one fucking credit. We went into accounting and honors math, so kind of difficult, particularly for the school, but everyone else in my program seemed to be doing fine. How much of accounting is data entry? I feel like there's always work in data entry. That's what I feel like most accountants usually outsource first, is what I would imagine. But I'm wondering, like, other than like, I got a lot of data entry skills in college, but that's because I cheated in statistics. Like, the way I did statistics was I took it online and I created like Excel or Google spreadsheet, like pretty much just cheat sheets that did all of my fucking things for me. If you do music, I'm sadly unaware. Yes, I do music. Music is my passion. Data analytics. But for like data analysis, I mean, how much of the data are you inputting yourself? I feel like, yeah, like every single employer wants data entry and exploitation for sure. It's just being efficient. Well, it wasn't efficient when then I had to go in and take the fucking test and I didn't know how to do anything, so I failed the test. But I passed the class because I did all my fucking homework. First 2 to 3 years of data entry, and then you start, oh my God. So they just beast you in the beginning, just like try to fucking haze you out of the fucking, the major by just being like, all right, this is what it is. It's just a whole bunch of data entry, bore you to tears, and if you make it through, then you actually start getting the good stuff. Coded Excel macros to do the work for me at internships. Oh yeah, no, it's huge. Like if you're doing data entry or anything like that, Like, it's so important to know the formulas and commands and macros and shit. It's like in my job, I'm constantly using spreadsheet shit. Not in real life experience. Well, that seems like more I don't know, common, because like you'll have that for like hairstylists. Like they'll have to like spend like a gratuitous amount of time just picking up fucking hair off the floor before they can even like do anything at the salon, understand what the data is and what is being entered. Oh yeah, like no, I mean I it totally makes sense. It's just like I can't like to do data entry exclusively for years would, I don't know, I feel like that would drive most people to fucking unalive themselves. When we went on tour, I had to have like expense sheets that like were constantly updating. Whenever I would input something like, how much money did we make at this show? How many people showed up? How many tickets were sold? Like how much merch did we sell? And then be able to see like in real time, like, are we projected to make a profit on this tour? And the answer was no until we finished the tour. And then we actually did make a little bit of a profit, which was awesome. But yeah, I'm constantly using shit for if I'm putting together an album, being able to know like how much time I have left to like until like it can't be all on a vinyl anymore, or we need to go to like double CD, for Octopath we needed to do like how do we like minimize how many CDs this is on, and then when I'm like, okay, well we're up to 32 songs, it's like, okay, how much time do I have allowed for each song to be able to keep this on just 2 CDs and stuff. Yeah, it's very helpful in a lot of different areas. Would you do it again even if you made no money or lost money on it? No. Touring that is? Yeah, I just realized what you were talking. I think for some reason I thought you were talking about school. And I just translated that in my head as like, would I go to school if I was guaranteed I wouldn't make any money or lose money doing music? And the answer is no. But the only reason I went to school for music was because like I had already started my music career. It was already starting to take off, and I wanted to understand music theory and stuff. School is cringe. Just become a drug dealer. Dude, pretty soon all the drugs are going to be legal, so then you can't be a drug dealer. Not in the UK. That's fair. Just like weed is pretty much almost completely recreationally legal here, except for a few fucking boomer states. But pretty soon, I'm sure psilocybin is soon to follow, and it'll be straight up crystal meth. Let's fucking go. Yeah, you mean a pharmacist? Yeah, dude, pharmacists make a fuck ton of money. You're just a legal drug dealer. Exactly. Touring is really fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's very hard to set up, scary, and expensive. Thank you. Love to see that shit. But yeah, I think it's financially scary, and it's also just scary in the regard of like if you don't have like hotels booked up or like whatever, like it's like 3 a.m, you just played a fucking show, you're exhausted, hungry, and you're like, okay, which fucking shady motel are we gonna get stabbed at tonight? Let's find out. Would I ever visit Toronto on tour? It gets more complicated when you start introducing other countries, especially like when you're trying to cross a border with like instruments and stuff, because then it's like, okay, like, why are you coming over the border? It's like, oh, we're on tour. It's like, okay, so you're making money. That means you need like a work visa. And it's like, God fucking damn. Or some other bullshit. It's really confusing. That's actually how, Pogo, the artist who takes like Disney movies and makes it all like EDM style, he got banned from the United States for a long time because of that. Because I think he came to the States to tour, and he got fucking lit up. I tried a D9 gummy. What's that? Is that like an edible? I don't think I would ever do edibles. Seems scary. But I know a lot of people who are like, oh, like they're so good for sleeping or whatever. But like, I don't know. First ever THC experience. THC is weird. I mean, so is CBD. But I know I'm the kind of person that would just be like, like, oh, I'm not feeling anything. And then eat a whole cake of edibles and then pass on. First person OD on a weed cake. Was it you that Jacob did THC gummies with at TwitchCon? Jacob didn't go to TwitchCon. He got a fucking kidney exploded or whatever. He was like mad dehydrated. So most of the time which sucks, but seeing as I drink a lot cancels out. Okay, so you use alcohol to kind of like take the edge off. That's like that's dangerous though. Again, like I think you have to really be like cautious with how those things interact. Jesus probably smoked weed, maybe. I mean, are we talking about like fucking white revisionist Jesus, or like what Jesus actually would have fucking been like? 5'3" brown Jesus. I don't know if 5'3" brown Jesus smoked weed. I'm not sure. I don't have the data. Yeah, manlet Jesus. Manlet Jesus couldn't get up on the cross, so the Romans were like, uppies? Uppies?